In this session, we will explain the difference between enterprise value and equity value. In a business, you have assets, which generate future cash flows. The present value of these future cash flows is what we call the enterprise value. Now, these assets can be purchased or financed using a combination of debt and equity. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to show you capital structure. So suppose these assets were financed by 25% of debt capital, that is long-term loans, and 75% with equity capital, that is investors' cash. So when allocating the enterprise value, because debt holders are senior to equity holders, first we allocate what is owed to debt holders, and what is left over is the value attributable to shareholders. So this portion is equity value. So in summary, enterprise value is the whole value of the business, that is the value generated by all of the assets, whereas equity value is the value attributable only to the shareholders after paying out the debt holders. I will illustrate the difference between enterprise value and equity value using a simple example. Now, for the sake of this example, assume all the houses are exactly the same. If person 1 buys a house by obtaining a $100,000 mortgage, meaning a $100,000 loan, and then he pays $400,000 cash, whereas person 2 obtains a $400,000 mortgage and pays $100,000 in cash, and lastly, person 3, he is able to obtain a $250,000 mortgage and pays $250,000 cash. Question: in each case, what is the value of the house? And the answer is, the value of the house is the same in all cases. It's $500,000. So this $500,000 is what we call enterprise value. The value of a house should not be determined by the funding mix. It should not be determined whether you obtain a mortgage or pay cash. The value of a house should be independent of the funding mix. Hence, the enterprise value reflects the value of an asset or business independent of its capital structure. To avoid confusion, valuation professionals and investors may refer to enterprise value as firm value, or for short, TEV, total enterprise value, or for short, sometimes just EV, enterprise value. So this is some terminology that you should be aware of. Other names for equity value would include market capitalization, or for short, market cap. And just one thing to note, market capitalization divided by the number of shares outstanding gives you the share price. Sometimes investors will just use market capitalization as the same as interchangeable for equity value. So just be aware of that.